Yep, it is finally happening. It's finally happening. A topic that I have been talking about for years on this channel, the risks of new product, especially over the last 18 months. It's all coming to a head now. Stick around. Hello to all my sports card collectors, investors, all of my collectibles friends. It's another day. The week is getting started. We've got another card video. Hope everybody is doing very well. If you're new here, please hit the big red button down below if you're looking for that pretty much daily sports card, non-sports card, collectible style content. We are here for you, my friends. We are here for you. Also connect with me on IG at SportsCardDad. That's also where I share a lot of my pickups, as well as the Twitter, where I like to battle with folks on the old Twitter machine. So check me out there, the Sports Card Dad. A channel that I've been watching for a long time, Rudy from Alpha Investments. He put out a great video, and actually he's put kind of a series of videos out recently about Hasbro. And Hasbro owns Wizards of the Coast, and Wizards of the Coast makes Magic the Gathering cards. And so he is all about Magic the Gathering cards, long time collector of them. He's a distributor of them. He runs a business, and he's got a huge YouTube channel all about Magic the Gathering as well as Pokemon. But the thing that's great about him is not only A, is he entertaining, but two, he also knows his stuff, and he also talks about larger financial stuff. I like that he talks about big picture type topics, and he does have a background in finance. I believe he was a stockbroker going all the way back to 2008, 2009 during the subprime mortgage crisis. I think he actually lost his job during that particular debacle. And so he knows a lot. He's been around. He's seen some things. And so the video I was watching today was talking about how Hasbro's stock price has gone from $72 down to $42. And he was reading a letter basically from, I believe it was a Bank of America analyst or Deutsche Bank or one of these analysts, finance analysts, was talking about just kind of why that is, kind of a report on it. And basically right in the report, Hasbro has been overproducing MTG cards, propping up results, but destroying the long-term brand value. And so there is right there, and this is kind of what's interesting when you have public companies, probably why a lot of public companies end up going private. Collectors. A lot of this stuff ends up coming out in the wash when you're public. And so here you go. You have it right there to where overprinting is becoming a big problem with Magic the Gathering. They're just coming out with so many sets. And I think now they're going to be re-releasing stuff. They've introduced parallels and certain things, which in the sports card world, we know all about parallels. But man, wouldn't it be nice to see on the sports card side this sort of statement as well, some sort of transparency, just kind of explaining some of the issues, because it's really obvious now. We're starting to get to a point where you're seeing a lot of retail product on shelves.
Working overtime on the premiere of Fleer Ultra NBA basketball cards with tons of white-hot action. Marbleized borders.
You know, you have stuff that's sitting now, and new products. I've been making videos about the beware of new product when Prism boxes were $1,500 a box going back. This is going back a couple of years since I started my channel, and I got made fun of so badly on those videos. I got ripped for making these videos about how new product, oh, this idiot doesn't think that it's good to buy Prism the second it comes out. Yeah, I was that idiot. You know, I was not buying the stuff for $1,500 for a hobby box. It just wasn't happening. And I want to highlight this video because this is proof across an industry, a trading card industry. And I know this is not Topps, it's not Panini, this is Hasbro, so it's different. It's Wizards of the Coast, it's Magic the Gathering cards, but it is still in the same world. And it's not as if we haven't been talking about the same sort of issue in sports cards. It's just we don't really have like a gotcha document kind of like what this is. And so essentially you have, and the one thing that Rudy was talking about is other card games like MetaZoo, for example, they've actually been pulling back on their print runs to avoid this sort of situation. So it's just kind of calling out, and Rudy is essentially calling out these guys for, hey, look, you're completely tone deaf onto what's going on. You're printing and making really good short-term money, but in the long term, it's really going to hurt the overall brand, or that's the concern, that it could hurt the overall brand. And so for sports card folks, for sports card manufacturers, collectors, fanatics, if you happen to catch this video or that video or any video, as we move forward, please, for the love of God, figure this out. If you don't figure this out, and the reason why this makes me a little concerned is when you hear things, especially when Josh Luber is talking about, we're going to have cards in every single place, every sort of nook and cranny. There's going to be cards up everybody's ass. Everybody's going to have cards. You know, you better figure out how to really execute that well, because if you don't execute it well, like what we're seeing here, it's going to have the reverse effect. There has to be an element of scarcity to this stuff. You have to kind of be able to chase it a little bit. You have to want it.
Goodbye, love.
Rudy's talking about how a lot of his customers are upset with him because he's buying a wholesale box for $100, selling it for $109, a 9% return or whatever. And people are not happy with that. And it's just a complete no-win scenario. Now, what's interesting is he actually represents a middleman, a distributor of sorts. And if we look at what Fanatics is doing as far as going straight to consumer, it's what they probably will do with their products, then people like a Rudy in the sports card space probably not going to be around, or they're going to be limited, or there's only going to be a certain few or whatever. We've already seen that start to take place. So I thought this was interesting. I'm going to put a link to Rudy's video in my video description and check it out. Check out the video because it's a good rant video first, but it's also smart, and it does kind of give you a little bit of a viewpoint into what's going on in other trading card segments. All right, guys, stay healthy, stay awesome, and I will talk to you again later.